Hi everybody, welcome to the session of AC circuits. In this session, first of all let me consider a pure resistance connected to the given AC supply voltage. Here I am considering a supply of Vs is equal to Vm sin theta represented by V at an angle of 0 in polar form, and I assume that an instantaneous current of I is flowing through the circuit. And we know that resistance is the property of opposing the flow of electrons, and it doesn't matter whether the current is AC or DC. Simply it opposes the flow of electrons. Hence, the parameter resistance will have the same effect for both AC and DC. Hence, here also we can implement the equation I is equal to Vs divided by R, which can be written as Vm sin theta divided by R. Here I am considering I is equal to Im sin theta, where Im is equal to Vm divided by R. I am considering Im as equal to Vm divided by R. Now, when these two alternating quantities are represented in phasors, say if this is the voltage vector V at an angle of 0, then the current vector also will be in the same direction with no phase difference at all, because both are having the same phase. And the waveform representation for these two, when you consider the graphical representation of these two, say if this is the voltage V at an angle of 0, then the current is going to have the same phase with the decreased magnitude depending upon the magnitude of resistance, whether it is greater than 1 or less than 1. Next, let us find out the instantaneous power P of t. Here the instantaneous power P of t is given as Vm sin theta multiplied by Im sin theta, and this is equal to Vm Im into sin square theta. This can be written as sin square theta can be written as 1 minus cos 2 theta divided by 2, and when I split these two terms, we have Vm Im by 2 minus Vm Im by 2 cos 2 theta. This is the formula for calculating the instantaneous power here, and when the average power is calculated for one cycle, we are going to have, this is a constant, so this will remain the same, and when we find out the average power for one cycle for the second term, we are going to have P average is equal to Vm Im by 2 minus, as this is constant you can take it outside, 1 by 2 pi, because the time period is and 0 to 2 pi cos 2 theta d theta, and this complete term is going to become 0 when it is integrated and substituted these two values 2 pi and 0. Hence we will be left over with only this component of Vm Im by 2. This entire term is going to be equal to 0, and this can be written as Vm by root 2 multiplied by Im by root 2, and we know that for sinusoidal alternating quantity Vm by root 2 is nothing but Vrms and Im by root 2 is nothing but Irms. Hence the P average can be written as Vrms multiplied by Irms. These are a few equations which are related to the circuit consisting of a pure resistance connected to AC supply. Next, we shall go through a pure inductor connected to. Next, let me consider a pure inductance L connected to an AC supply of Vm sin theta represented in polar form as V at an angle of 0, and let us consider I is the current flowing through the circuit. If we consider a pure inductor is not possible practically because when you consider the ordinary conditions, all inductors are going to have a small amount of resistance. Hence, here for analytical purpose only, we consider that our inductor is a lossless one or 100% pure element. But practically that is not possible. So here we know the inductor voltage across the inductance is given as VL is equal to L into di by dt, and that is nothing but our supply voltage here Vm sin theta, and write down the equation for di. We are going to have 1 by L VL dt. Integrate on both sides, we have integral of di is equal to 1 by L integral of VL dt, and substitute VL is equal to Vm sin theta here. And to the left hand side we are going to have I, which is equal to, you can take Vm as outside, Vm by L, and integral of sin theta will become minus cos theta into, as we are going to integrate with respect to dt, but theta is known as, we know that omega t, hence we are going to have 1 by omega here. Now this is equal to Vm by omega L minus into cos theta, and this is our equation for current we are going to have, and we know that cos theta can be written as sine of pi by 2 minus theta, and when this minus is taken inside it becomes equal to Vm by omega L into, first it will be sine of 90 minus theta, and when this minus is taken inside we are going to have Vm by omega L into sine of theta minus 90 degrees. Okay, let me consider this as equal to Im sine of theta minus 90 degrees, and this is the equation for the instantaneous value of current. If you observe the equations of voltage and current here carefully, first we have considered the equation for voltage as Vs is equal to Vm sin theta, and we have got the equation for current as Im sine of theta minus 90 degrees. So this can be represented in polar form as I at an angle of minus 90 degrees. So let me draw these vector diagrams here. So when we consider this as the voltage vector V at an angle of 0, then the current vector is going to lag behind the voltage vector by 90 degrees as per the equations we are drawing. And it means to say that when a pure inductance is connected in a circuit, the current is going to lag behind the voltage by an angle of 90 degrees. And when these two are represented in waveform, say if this is the voltage, the current is going to begin after a delay of 90 degrees. Say this is the instant of 90 degrees. Like this. So this is our voltage V at an angle of 0, and this is our current I at an angle of minus 90 degrees. So the phase delay here is pi by 2. Now it is the time to find out the magnitude of instantaneous power here, and before that, here let me introduce a new term. Here we are considering Im as equal to Vm by omega L. So here we are going to have Im is equal to Vm divided by omega L. So obviously this omega, if you observe this equation carefully, this is the maximum value of current, which is equal to the ratio between the maximum value of voltage and some component which is in the denominator. Obviously voltage with respect to some denominator leads to current, in the sense this denominator will be having some resistance component or ohmic component. Here, as this ohmic component is resulting because of the effect of inductance, hence this omega is considered as the effect of inductance or inductive reactance. Generally, this is going to be represented by XL, X suffix L, and units are ohms. So here we are going to have the inductive reactance as equal to XL is equal to omega L, and omega is nothing but 2 pi f. So 2 pi f into L, like that you can find out the magnitude of inductive reactance when you know the frequency and the inductance of the coil. Here the inductive reactance can be defined as it is the reactance offered by an inductor to the flow of current in an AC circuit. That is how we can define this XL. Now let us go through the power here. The equation for power P of T is equal to, the voltage is Vm sin theta and the current is Im sin of theta minus 90 or Im cos theta. So let me write down minus Vm Im cos theta into sin theta, and this can be written as minus Vm Im by 2, because cos theta into sin theta can be written as sin 2 theta by 2. And when we find out the average power for one cycle, as we know that this is a sinusoidal term, and when we integrate the sinusoidal term over one cycle, obviously we get the value of 0, because for each positive half cycle there will be a negative half cycle, and the average for one complete cycle will become equal to 0. So this is what actually we are going to get in the case of a pure inductor connected to AC supply. So what actually I would like to tell here is, whenever a pure inductor is connected to AC supply, it is not at all going to absorb any amount of average power. Whatever power it is going to absorb in the positive half cycle, that will be fed back, that will be given back to the circuit in the during the negative half cycle. So that's all about the pure inductance L connected to AC supply. Next we shall go through the topic in which we consider a pure capacitor connected to AC supply. Welcome back again. In this circuit I am going to consider a pure capacitor. Of course practically not possible, but still for our analytics we are going to consider this capacitor as ideal here, connected to a pure AC supply having Vm sin theta represented in polar form as V at an angle of 0. Let us assume the current as I here, and we know that for a capacitor circuit the current I is given as dq by dt, charge per second, and q is equal to C dV. Q is represented as C into dV divided by dt, where V is known as the voltage across the capacitor, which is nothing but our supply voltage Vm sin theta. So now I is given as C into d by dt of Vm sin theta. As Vm is constant, we can take it outside, we get Vm into C. D by dt of sin theta is cos theta, and again if we differentiate theta with respect to dt, we are going to get omega, and this is equal to Vm into omega C into cos theta, and this can be written as Vm divided by 1 by omega C, and cos theta can be written as sin of pi by 2 plus theta, or theta plus pi by 2. So here let us consider this as equal to Im. So we are going to have Im sin of theta plus pi by 2 as the equation for the current. So observe the two equations for voltage and current. Here the voltage equation is considered as Vm sin theta, and the equation for current we have got as I is equal to Im sin of theta plus 90 degrees. And when it is represented in vector form, we are going to have, considering the voltage vector as the reference, say this is V at an angle of 0, then the current is going to have a phase advance of 90 degrees with respect to, so this is I at an angle of 90 degrees. Or you can say that the current is going to lead the voltage by an angle of 90 degrees here. When it is represented in waveform, we are going to have say if this is the voltage wave, then the current wave is going to begin at an angle of pi by 2 in advance, so if this is your voltage V at an angle of 0, this will be the current I at an angle of plus 90 degrees. It is going to start at an angle of 90 degrees prior to the origin, or theta is equal to 0. Here also a new concept is going to be introduced that is we have considered Im as equal to Vm divided by something, that is 1 by omega c. Obviously the denominator corresponds to an ohmic component, and this ohmic component is resulting because of the capacitance of the capacitor, hence this is considered as the capacitive reactance. Which is represented with XC, and the units are ohms, and it is known as the reactance offered by the capacitor to an AC supply connected in a circuit. So finally we are going to have the capacitive reactance as equal to 1 by omega c, which is also equal to 1 by 2 pi fc. Now next let us go through the instantaneous value of power. Here we are going to have the power as P of t is equal to Vm sin theta multiplied by Im cos theta, and which is equal to Vm Im multiplied by sin theta into cos theta can be written as sin 2 theta divided by 2. And if you find out the average power over one cycle, as we are going to have sinusoidal term here, this becomes equal to 0, because whatever positive values we are going to have in the positive half cycle will be cancelled in the negative half cycle. So here also we can observe that the pure capacitor is not going to absorb any amount of average power, or you can say that the average power absorbed by a pure capacitor connected in an AC circuit will be equal to 0. So this concludes the session. In next session I would like to deal with a few problems related to this topic. Watch my videos for getting more updates and subscribe. So till then, bye. Thank you.